Shall we begin with the session?
Yeah, I'm ready. If you want, I can start with it.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. I am Shafali, and it's my privilege to be the moderator for this session. It's an honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Narendra Kumar Arya, an esteemed scientist and a distinguished leader in research and innovation. So Dr. Arya, an outstanding scientist, is the director extramural research and intellectual property rights, DRDO, Ministry of Defense. So he holds a BTech from IIT Kharagpur, MTech from IIT Kanpur, followed by a PhD from IIT Delhi. Dr. Arya began his career with DRDO as a scientist B in 1990 at the Defense Research and Development Laboratories in Hyderabad. He later joined Laser Science and Technology Center, Delhi, where he worked in the field of gas dynamic lasers. In 2008, he was appointed scientific advisor to the Chief of the Air Staff. In 2019, he became Director of Public Interface at DRDO headquarters, New Delhi. In 2022, he was transferred to the Aeronautics Research and Development Board and worked as its secretary till December 2023. Dr. Arya has published several research papers in reputed journals in the areas of composite material, gas dynamic lasers, and positive psychology. He is a fellow of Institution of Engineers and the member of various professional societies. During his MTech, he was awarded the IGMDP Senior Fellowship and also qualified as a solo glider pilot at IIT Kanpur. Additionally, he is a certified heartfulness meditation trainer and the author of the book Happy Forever, The Art and Science of Everlasting Happiness. So once again, I'd like to welcome Dr. Arya and hand over the mic to.
Thank you, Shafali. So first of all, my regards to my guide, Dr. Kamlesh Singh, my PhD guide. Thank you, madam, for inviting me for this talk, and my regards to all other faculty members and participants. So in this session, how I will go about is that first of all, we'll talk a bit about spirituality, what I understand by spirituality, as the way in psychology you say first we should define the construct, something like that. And then I will give a brief about my experiences with spirituality. And then I'll talk slightly about, bit of analysis of that experiences. And in the end, for around 10 minutes, we will have question answer sessions if anybody wants to ask anything based on my experience or my experience as a heartfulness meditation trainer, which. Okay, so first of all, when you say spirituality, so I'll say that you might have heard the term like they are in high spirits, or say suppose you can say that people who are organizing the conference, they are in high spirits. So that term is spirit we say, but sometimes we may not be exactly relating to that term what it actually means, or say we use such term like mind, body, and heart. So when we say mind, body, and heart, or mind, body, and spirit, so sometimes we say that term, we may not be relating to it. But generally, you try to see that one thing is that we have determination or we have resolve for something. And quite another thing to say that high spirit. When we say high spirit, we are not talking about a particular resolve or a particular determination or particular objective. We generally want to say that people are in high spirits. Something inside their heart, is sparkling. Sometimes something is shining. That's why you will see if you see some they are in high spirit, you will find those people are generally, something with spark, something they want to do something great. Similarly, you might have heard terms like science of matter, science of mind, science of spirit. Like our Indian traditional system or Eastern science, they describe the whole science into, they put it into three categories. So science of matter, or bhautik vigyan, or science of mind, the manovigyan. But then beyond mind also, this is science of spirit, or what you say, Brahm Vidya. So science also, we have something like something which is more than mind, something away from mind. So, and similarly, like you will say that mother's love. So mother is about a child, mother may be loving by heart, and she may be thinking about development of child or child's, future prospect, that may be by intellect. So that means there is something more than mind, more than intellect, something what we say, something at the heart or the core of the heart. So slightly, if you ask me to define it as a construct, I'll say spirituality is the process of connecting to the core of our heart and going further into that. That means when I you might have heard that say some people saying that spirit or our atma or our atma inside, it is pure. So when we want to connect to our pure area, so that path to that pure area is generally, you can say, is the spirituality. It's like, say, suppose you are roaming around in IT Delhi. You will find some areas very good garden, some area you will find some dustbin is also there. Some area, some people have made it dirty also. So when you are roaming around, but you want to go and you want to go to a garden or you want to go towards flowers, that means by making a physical effort, you are able to go away from bad areas and you are able to go towards the good areas. Similarly, using the process of spirituality, in my mind, I can connect with the spaces which are pure, which are good, which are peaceful, and similarly, they give me a very good experience. So, typically speaking, when we say spirituality, different processes, it may be meditation, it may be something, helping somebody without any expectation from that person, or it may be just, doing some very, very what you call novel deeds. So, that kind of processes somehow connect to the core of our heart, and we can say so. First, as I said, first 5 10 minutes, I'll talk about my bit of experiences with that, and then I'll try to give a bit of analysis and answer questions. So, like during my childhood, I was connected to some extent with some satsangs and all through a society called Arya Samaj, which my people had joined. So through that satsangs and all, I was definitely connected with some kind of discourses. That was only during the schooling, and those things used to give me a bit of uh, capability to detach myself. Suppose when I'm giving exam, say like when I appeared in ITJ, so other people around me, they were very very kind of eager to do a good exam, to do a good job. They were very kind of desperate to pass that exam. But I generally, if I remember correctly, whatever the exam be, whatever however important it is, I used to, before the exam, used to do initially jap of one Gayatri mantra a few times, and then after that, I never felt that kind of anxiety or that kind of that tendency. So, like it's like all I will say is that when we are leaving our basal tendencies or anxieties or materialism and all, and going towards purity inside us, that also we can say is a spiritual path. So bit of that was a bit of connection during my, I will say during my childhood, and it I will say that it helped me maintaining my cool during exam or cool during difficult times. Difficult times may be family related also. And after that, when I entered ID Kharagpur, somewhere that was in '84, so I lost connect with these kind of things. And then at the age of around 38, 39, once I had a pain in my ankles. So one of my friend Vivek Patel was there. So he was somehow into all kind of connected with all kind of gurus and babas and all. Till then, I was not of that type. He used to share car with me to our office. So he told me that Baba Ramdev is conducting one camp, and hopefully your this. It was somebody diagnosed it as arthritis, so it will get solved. So I attended that camp for 5 days and getting up in the morning at 4 o'clock and going there in the Nehru Stadium at 5 o'clock, reaching there 5 o'clock and seeing 25,000 people there. That itself was a surprise in Delhi. So, and then we did pranayams for around 2 hours every day. So I followed it later on also. I will not say that it was a spiritual experience, but then, pranayams are considered a bridge between our material life and our life inside. So definitely when you do some pranayams, especially like Arlom Vilom or Brahmari or Rupki, you get some kind of experience for mental peace also. Not only the physical side of it. Pranayams, as I said, has a broad spectrum thing. So it can take you from a physical experience to a kind of a spiritual experience. So, and then fortunately, that problem also, the physical problem also went away. And again, fitness level also improved. So I continued for around 1.5 years or so those breathing exercises. You call them pranayama or call them breathing exercises, it's up to you. But definitely different ones of them give you a different experience. So So that was something my experience, I'll say, with the system of Patanjali. And then after that, I was going through some a bit of bad phase. So some stresses and all were there. A lot of official workload was there. My mother had cancer and all. So the same friend advised me to join Art of Living. So I joined Art of Living. I did basic course, so I liked it, and I went for the advanced course also. So art of living kind of it is expertise is in releasing the stresses. Is their expertise is making you stress free. So the Sudarshan Kriya which they follow is having some kind of variation of our breathing rates. So it's like you will say that when you are angry, so your breathing rate becomes very fast. You start breathing very fast when you are angry. Similarly, when you are very peaceful, you start breathing slow. So the way our mental state affects the breathing. Similarly, by changing the breathing rates, the funda is that you can affect your mental state also. And I really felt that the stresses go away, and it was a very good experience. And then I felt like somehow, not due to any difficulty, but I felt from inside that I should connect with further some process which connects me with my inner self. So I evaluated 3, 4 systems. So one was Samadhi possibility of art of living, then there was pranic healing, and the and the third one was heartfulness. It used to be called at the time Sahajmar. So one of my subordinates, he had this, he was follower of the Sahajmar. So I used to see him, he was always calm and quiet. However, his son was posted in insurgency area, all terrorist area, and then later on in Maoist area in Nepal. So this guy was still peaceful. Sometimes he used to discuss, but then he used to say that his son was not getting a job, he was jobless. So that also, very difficult situation. And the company has promised that after 3 years in Nepal, he will be posted in India. So he got a good job, and that's what happened. So I was a bit impressed with him. So I joined this Sahajmar, and later on now it is called as Heartfulness. And that was in 2007, and it gave me really Sahajmarg is a Pranahuti based system. Pranahuti is kind of it is called Pranahuti means Prana se Prana means Pran Kavi Prana. So that system I liked a lot. And then in that system, I started doing a bit of seva. So a bit of seva, there was used to be a essay competition. So we used to connect together with other various people of Sejmar and volunteer to check the copies and to for that essay. However, it was not my field exactly, but people told me that you will like it. So it used to be a good experience, 30, 40 people together doing some kind of seva. And after that, I thought, let me do something which will be a bit more, ahead of it, a seva of advanced type. So I thought of doing some research in this. So that's how I registered in NRCVEE, and I registered with Dr. Kamlesh Singh as a guide. Dr. Anashwari Malik was also a guide. Dr. Kamlesh Singh being a professor of positive psychology. So I especially wanted that we publish some good papers in top international journals and do really good research, which can very, very impartially bring out what is the capability of the system and something a foolproof method. So that's how I joined the PhD. And during PhD, I became a heartfulness trainer also, because when I went to Satkol Ashram, that is around 70 kilometers from Nainital. So when I went there, so Guru of Heartfulness was also there. So he just told me that you become trainer, and then he did whatever processes are there for that. That's how I became a Heartfulness trainer. So as a Heartfulness trainer, we give meditation sittings. So that way, I think I must have given by now more than 1,000 sittings. we come across a large number of people even now. So many times it happens, somebody wants a setting very much and somebody sometimes in a difficulty also. I try to make a point that I give sitting, and it's really a very good experience for me as well as very good experience for them also. Now, if you ask me that how this process works or where it works, so I'll say that in our body, normally you see the legs and hands and all. But sometimes when somebody has a paralysis, so you will see the same legs and hands are not working. So it is because of that that pranamaya course. The legs and hands and all are we call the physical body or annamaya course. So that pranamaya course means that electrical part or the electrical field of it. So that gets disturbed. So when you say that pranamaya course is also there, so without that also he is not able to survive. But then a person may go mad also, or may do write poems also, or may become very good at mind. So there is something more to that, something more to the kind of electrical field or the body. So that is called manomaya course. That is man, buddhi, chitta, and ahankar. So man is something like what I feel like doing. Suppose मेरा मन कर रहा है कि मैं गुलाब जामुन खा लूं, मेरा मन कर रहा है कि मैं आइसक्रीम खा लूं. So that is what our mind. Then buddhi, the intellect, using which we analyze things, and then in science we use our intellect quite a lot. We clear exams and all. Then chit is our subconscious, and chit is the slate on which whatever experience we go through, impression of that is formed. So that is maybe, as people say, maybe from previous birth also. But okay, leave previous birth. I'll give you example of say, this birth only. Suppose you are walking on a wall. So some people have the capability, and you fall down. So later on, you will not be able to walk because an experience is formed while when you fall down. Similarly, if suppose you go to a place where you had a fall, so whenever you go there, you will find a bit of difficulty. So everything which we go through forms a kind of an experience, or some kind of impression on us. It is not just a memory; it's an impression. If say suppose somebody has an accident with a car, so driving the same car for him becomes a bit difficult. However, he still knows the driving. He may drive the other car, but the same car may be fully repaired. So that is a kind of a impression. So chit, what we say, actually spirituality starts with cleaning of that chit, with cleaning of that subconscious. So that chit is the third thing, and ahankar or the ego or realization of self, that is the fourth thing. So first thing in spirituality is cleaning of the chit. Then comes our refining of our ego. Normally we are, normally we feel I am on this position, or I am so knowledgeable, or I am so rich, and I am so strong. So that kind of an ego disconnects us from the rest of the people. So this refining of the ego, that means realization of yourself will be there, but it will not be, too much. Or cleaning of the impressions. So that's how spirituality starts. Now the third course is the Vijnanmay course, the intuitive layer. So you will see that people who, when they start getting a spiritual experience, or who in any case are not egoist or are clean from inside, so they will have very good intuitive power, very good creative power. That is a Vijnanmay course. So after cleaning of the subconscious and refining of the ego, you enter an area when you are able to think very, very quickly, or creative ideas or new ideas start forming in your mind. And beyond that is the Anandmay course, the layer of bliss. So when we are able to connect with the layer of bliss, we are able to connect from inside. So that's how you will say that when I say my spiritual experience, so whenever you have a good experience inside, or a big peaceful feeling, or when you have your mind is lighter than beginning, so this uh, kind of, it's due to a connection with your Anandmay course. Normally we talk about normally with our physical body. Not only physical body, we focus more on even outside our body. We focus more on what kind of car I have, what kind of house I have, our material wealth and all. But this part we sometimes neglect. So that is the part where which can help us in connecting with our inner self and keep us peaceful in whatever the situation is. So as far as my experience is concerned and the help I got with spirituality, I'll give one experience. In around January 2020, around 5 years back, I had a heart attack, and slowly the heart rate from 42 went to 33, and then finally near zero when I was in operation theater and all that, siren and all started in, I was in Max Sake. And during that time, somehow I survived because of two things. One is that when this process started, when I fainted first time, after it took around 45 minutes, 1 hour to reach to hospital and then to operation theater, because of spirituality, I could keep myself peaceful. Then doctor told me because of that, the energy usage in my body was less, and instead of panicking, and I could survive up to that extent. And then I got a very good doctor, and he did the surgery. Full credit to him, and he implanted a pacemaker. So, but after that 1 year, if you search Narendra Arya DRDO on Google, I was spokesperson of DRDO during Corona time, and March onwards, I joined office, and you will see that so many of my interviews, because I was working almost 12, 14 hours a day during Corona time with pacemaker, and I think I could do it just because I used to meditate and I used to remain always peaceful. Fortunately, in the first 2 waves, I could keep away from Corona also. And then I will say during career also, I have had very, very fast promotions as well as some very difficult time also. So because of spirituality, it doesn't affect my performance, whatever, whether I go up or I go down. Now, fortunately, I've reached one of the highest ranks in the audio. But I mean, from neither I feel anytime any egoist feeling, or nor I have any kind of frustration. Mostly, and I will not say fully, I am at neutral level, but mostly. So this is how I'll say, I'll describe my experience. And if you, any one of you, want to ask anything, I can answer that. If anyone wants to ask anything, and till end, and otherwise I'll talk again something more. Anyone wants to ask anything, please ask. Uh, So, Shefali, what should I do? Should I talk for another 5, 6 minutes? I think nobody has any question.
Yeah, please go ahead. Anyone, if anyone has a question.
So let me ask one question then. Dr. Narendra, what changes you experience in your life when you started to, do meditation and following these guidelines from Art of Living or later on Heartfulness meditation?
So, madam, first of all, so I will say primarily say four things. As I said in the childhood, that whenever because I developed a practice of reciting a mantra every day. So whenever I wanted to make myself peaceful, I recited the mantra and I felt kind of a peaceful. The second was that Patanjali's pranayam system. So Anulom Vilom, Brahmari Udgit definitely I found gives a lot of mental peace. I mean, makes just mind peaceful. Then art of living was when was under some lot of stresses. Art of living, madam, releases the stresses very much. And as I said, this method of varying your breathing rate to affect your mind, actually, definitely it works. I have experienced it. I have done basic course, advanced course. Advanced course was in Rishikesh with Guruji. And then, as you know, madam, from 2007, I joined Heartfulness. Heartfulness in one sitting. See, I give now sittings also. Sometimes it happens that in one sitting, a person feels the kind of samadhi. Sometimes a person may take 1 month, 2 months to feel samadhi. I'll give you an example. I conducted a course in IT Mandi on Happy Forever concepts, and there was a girl who had done a PhD from there and then was doing PDF in Europe. So she came in contact and she said that I have done heartfulness sitting during quarantine, but I have not taken one-to-one face-to-face sitting. So I gave her a sitting. She liked it so much that recently when she came to India, so just to take sitting, she contacted me. So I said, see, and she was going back next day. So I said, see, I'm not available at any other place. I'll be available only in IT Delhi. I have a meeting with Professor Rahul Garg. So if you can come there, I'll give you sitting there only. So she to take sitting, she came there. So my own experience of on me also has been that heartfulness, but heartfulness requires two things. That is some kind of trust in the system or faith in system. Another is willingness. Without that, it won't work. That breathing based systems can work even without your having trust or without having willingness, because they start with a physical kind of thing. And on others, if I see, madam, many times it has happened that people felt very peaceful. I will not say that every time I gave a sitting to a person, the person felt peace. Some people did not feel peace. Some people uh, felt to some extent, but some people case was that they felt extremely amazing. So that has been my experience in giving sitting as a trainer, as well as taking sittings or with other things. And as you know, during my PhD also, I think if you recall, see, we had because guide was great, so student has to put more effort. And I was an engineer, and you were right that it's not easy for an engineer, but she still be pulled through. So this pulled through without being a psychologist, doing PhD under Dr. Kamlesh Singh, leading psychologist of the world. So I think I could pull through because of my some kind of heartfulness experience.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Shefali, quickly, could you read one question? It's in
Yes,
chat.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, there's a question by Sharon.
Yeah.
So she said, I wanted to ask how our biology may affect our spiritual life. Does being physically unhealthy impair or enhance our spiritual health?
Okay, she's asking if is being unhealthy enhances spiritual life. Okay, I'll ask her. I'll answer the question. See, first of all, when you are into spirituality, it affects your sympathovagal balance. That means your wastage of your some kind of your brain energy is reduced very much, and you that's why you have a in general you will be helped on a physical terrain also. See, first of all, let me tell you the spiritual experience or spiritual process. First level effect will be on spirit only, on heart only. Second level effect will be on mind, okay, on psychology, and third level effect will be on body. So on body you have tertiary effect. Now the root of her question is that is bad health affects positively the spirituality. Actually, bad health does not help spirituality, but what happens is when person's health becomes bad, then he is chances are more that he will go towards the path of spirituality. It is only chances are more. Like when I am very very physically fit, I would like to go and visit places, enjoy a daru session, enjoy life in more in a physical term. But when say health becomes bad, doctor tells me not to take this food, that food, no fried, no this thing. So chances with simple food, chances are more that we may drift towards psychology, but it is not directly helping, and it is not a necessary condition. Some very fit people, like I am a very fit person. I do a lot of traveling also nowadays because my office work also 75 people are working under me now. So being very fit also, person can be spiritual. So you don't have to lose your good health to become spiritual. Definitely you don't have to. Have I answered your question, ma'am? Yeah. Yeah. Any other question?
I think you very well answered the question, sir. So if nobody has any other question, we'll conclude this session. So thank you so much, Dr. Arya, for your valuable insights. So I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to you for this thought-provoking session and this your sharing your inspiring journey with us. So and thank you everyone for being a part of this session and this discussion. So I hope you all leave with a new perspective and a deeper appreciation for innovation, and it may help you in your future endeavors as well. So thank you everyone for joining the session.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dr.
Have a good day, everyone. Have a good day, Madam Professor Kamlesh Singh. Thank you for giving the topic. Bye.
Thank you very much.